Welcome to another session on Career Starter Series with 5 questions. I'm super excited because this is the second edition. We started about a year ago, which made it one season, right? So this is the second season and this is the first episode. I'm excited about this episode because this episode is going to be answering questions that have been in the minds of young professionals, right? Regarding how they can balance their 9 to 5 and also volunteering activities. As much as possible, most young professionals want to, still have their 9 to 5, but still contribute meaningfully to some organizations that they're passionate about, but then they don't know how to balance it. So with me today, I have Omolola Lipede. The good thing about this relationship is that I met Omolola while she was volunteering with an organization, and I love the way she gave her all. When I said Omolola gave her all, even sometimes I used to check myself like, are you a serious volunteer at all? And then I sat down and then I was like, okay, who is the best person that can answer this question? I decided to bring Omolola to answer all our 5 questions and also to talk about how she's able to balance a 9 to 5 job and also the volunteering activities. As we all know, the aim of CSS5 is to inspire young professionals to, be more, to achieve whatever they want to achieve in life and just to inspire them to be better. So let's move over to the interview. Hi, Lola. Good morning.
Good morning, Funke. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you look so beautiful this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so the first question, can we meet Omolola Lipede? Can you just share what you do and other things around your passion?
Okay, thank you so much. Like we all know, my name is Omolola Lipede. I am an economist. I studied economics in school. I had my first degree and my second degree in economics. So, and I'm presently a senior economist with a consulting firm. What we do, we do strategy for businesses. We help them to plan their strategy and how their year will go for them to achieve their goals and objectives for the year. And most of the time, we take them through the implementation plan. So I serve as the senior economist in the company, and I also work in the research department because the backbone of every organization to achieve most of the things, you need to make research about your industry. So I help in the research department. And I also have 8 years of active volunteering. And I also serve as an educator. Yes, 8 years of active volunteering. And I also serve as an educator because I have passion for educating people. So I do that most of the time when I have my free time or through my social media platforms. So presently I'm doing my PhD in the University of Ibadan on a scholarship. I was given a scholarship last year to come back for my PhD. So that's what I'm doing presently. And I'm also the program director of KLCI. It is Kayode Alabi Leadership and Career Initiative. It is an NGO that focuses on taking quality education to rural communities. So that's just the wrap up of who am I in brief. Thank you.
Wow, that's a lot. Thank you so much for sharing. And in my head, I'm just trying to wrap around how you're able to balance all of this together, from BSc to MSc now with PhD, amongst all the fantastic things that you're doing. So this leads me to my next question, right? Which is, what got you started in your career? So in all of the things that you've mentioned, that you're an economist, you do strategy, you do research, and at the same time, you're the programs manager for KLCI, right? So what got you started in all of these things? Is it that you were after the money or you were just after making impact in your community? So what got you started?
Okay, my career journey, should I start from academic life? It was very funny.
Wow.
As a young person, I actually wanted to be an accountant. That was my first career path. I wanted to be because I had an uncle that is an accountant. I like the way he dresses, all those fancy suits and all. So I was saying I must be an accountant. But when I got to my school, I found out that I wasn't really liking accounting. I found it very boring. I have a mentality, if I cannot find my course interesting or something that can actually make me laugh, I don't think it's something I want to do. So I found it very boring, and I was like, okay, let me still try that. I might be able to at least find that aspect of it that will be very interesting for me. So when I got to SS1, I did economics for the first time. I've never heard about economics before. I think I scored 7/40 over 30 in my test.
Wow.
And I was like, in my life, I've never scored that low before. I've always been very excellent in academics. And I was like, how can I score 7/30 in this course? Then I told myself, I really want to know what is in this course. This is what I'm studying. Then,
Wow.
because I like taking up challenges, actually. If you challenge, for me to do something and do it well, I try to challenge myself. Omolola, you can't do this. Then I will just see my head standing up and everything that, no, I have to achieve it. So that is just, for me to score 7/30, I told myself, I'm studying this course and nothing. So from there, I started calling myself a medical economist. I'm a doctor to the Nigerian economy, right from secondary school. And my teacher would say, there's nothing like medical economist. I would say, I don't care. I am an economist. An economist deal with the economy. So I am the doctor to Nigeria economy. So I studied economics. I was not given admission my first year. I think I was giving guidance and counseling. I told myself, no, I'm not going because I want to study economics. So it was birthed out of my economics life, and me studying economics was birthed out of me taking it up as a challenge that, no, I shouldn't fail at something. Then if I'm failing at something, I really want to know, why am I failing? So far, it has really been interesting. I've been doing well, yes, to the glory of God. And I was like, this is so interesting. I love it. So I just ditched accounting for economics. So along the line, I found out that I can actually mix economics, because economics is a very wide field. You can actually have a lot of things to do with it. And I had passion for education. My mom owns the school. So at my free time when I was in secondary school, I entered the classroom to teach. But I cannot enter the classroom to teach per se. So I started looking for an organization that will give me that opportunity to at least do a little bit of education. So I started volunteering. So that has really been my passion. And I have passion for, because I had issues with not be able to pay my school fees, and my education I was almost losing out of school. I almost left school because of money and all. And so I started looking for opportunities to help people. So that's how I got into volunteering and the economics. But economics was as a result of me taking up the challenge that, no, I can't be having 7/30. What's that one?
Wow, fantastic story. So your passion for economics stemmed out of the fact that you cannot fail. Like, why should I feel this stuff? Like, what is there, go?
What is there?
Right. And something you said actually caught my attention, and that's the fact that right from time you were telling yourself that you're going to be the medicine of economics, right? And much talking about asking you about who you are, and you said you're currently on your PhD. PhD means a doctor of economics automatically, right? And that means that you've actually been confessing. You've actually been confessing, and you are just experiencing the manifestation. Oh my God.
That's it.
Wow.
I've never thought about that.
Wow, really, I'm blown away.
True.
So that means that even if as a career person, you also need to have that consciousness that whatever you confess regarding your career, whether you're experiencing it now or not, you're going to still see the manifestation. So just stay in there, key in there, and just keep confessing. Wow, that was really a powerful light for me. Thank you so much for sharing that, Omolola. So to our third question, what are the top 3 things that you can say has helped you accelerate in your career?
Okay, top 3 things. I think I will start from number 3.
Okay.
I think I don't know. Okay, let me do it. It's not as a result of ranking, because when people say top 3 things, they will think it's ranking. So it's not ranking per se. So I think the number 1 thing that has actually helped me is like say I won't want to say I have high emotional intelligence, but in a way, I'm emotionally intelligent. Like, I try to walk in other people's shoes. Even my mom used to say that as a young girl, that because I have 3 siblings, she said she has noticed that whenever we have small things to share in the house, and she's contemplating that this thing cannot be enough for these 4 children, I will tell her, don't worry, give it to the 3. I will stay without eating. So I think that actually, because I wonder why I'm that selfless, and not until she keeps telling the story. We had a family meeting yesterday, and she shared it again. People were like, "You're always praising her." She said, "No, that's the way she behaved when she was young." So I think that is also in me in my career. I tend to put, I won't say put myself last, but I tend to put other people's first, and at least understand people's view. So that has actually helped me in getting people to do things. I'm saying this because since I combined my 9 to 5 job and my volunteering work, it's kind of easier, because even if I'm in a tight corner and I cannot achieve some goals I've listed for myself during that day, I can easily pick up my call and call somebody, and they'll get it done, because they know if I'm in their shoes, I will do it for them. So that has actually helped me. Sometimes I'll be working in my company and I have a lot on my table, and I know I cannot achieve it at the close of business. I will just call some of my friends and be like, Olumide, can you please help me run this graph? Ayomide, can you please let me do this infographics? I need it for a presentation in the next 5 minutes. And they'll get it done for me. So that's why it seems like it's easy to combine. It's because people see me as being selfless. And so if I reach out for help, they are very willing to do it in return. So that's number one thing. The second thing that has actually helped me was I'm a very curious person. So that's why I wonder when people say curiosity kills the cat. Like, I'm not dead.
You can't relate.
I am a very curious person. I am a very curious person. Like, I like to know. I like asking the question, why? So it has actually been a leverage for me in my career. Like, I keep asking questions. I keep seeking to learn more and know more. I don't believe I know it all. Like, for example, if I'm with my junior colleagues and maybe we are planning for a presentation, and they'll just be like, "Oh, guys, say something now." I'll be like, "No, I just want to hear what you guys are saying first." So when they say something, I'm like, okay. And most of the time, I actually find that I learn from these guys, despite the fact that they just have BSc and I have MSc. I learn from them. So I don't actually see myself as me knowing it all. I try to learn from others. So I'm very curious. I try to learn and I keep digging. Number 3 thing, which is like important, is God's grace. Like, the God factor in my career is something that I cannot take out. Since you said 3 things, there are a lot of things that are actually here, but God's grace has really been paramount. Yes, it has really been paramount. So those are the top 3 things, or should I say the 3 most important things that have helped me in my career.
Wow, fantastic. That's really impressive. Thank you so much, Lola. When you talked about emotional intelligence, in my head, I was just saying, because that is one important soft skill that young professional needs to have. Like, it is very, very important. So I could remember when I resumed my job where I still currently work. I was just, I just finished my NY, and I'm a kind of person that it is white. I'll tell you it's white. And see, there is nothing you can do about it. It is white. But then my boss, it's not cream, right? But my boss called me one day and was like, okay, there's a way you would tell somebody that this thing is white, and person will say, this is actually white, without you imposing or, enforcing that this thing is white. You must see that it is white, and that takes a lot of emotional intelligence. Even whenever you're drafting emails, it also shows that you're not even putting this person in your shoes at all. You don't even have to be talking before you exhibit emotional intelligence in your mails, in your, in your attitude, in the way you, gesticulate, everything. So when you talked about emotional intelligence, I was like, this is like so spot on. Is one skill that, people need to learn. It is very important. And that's why it's easy for you to combine, your volunteering and your 9 to 5. Thank you for sharing that. So to my next question, if there is one thing you wish you've learned earlier, if there's one thing that, oh my God, I wish I've known this early enough in my career, what would that be?
I think I will say 2 things. One,
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
opportunities are everywhere. Like I
Mm.
learned that very late in life, like very late. Like I was just eager and I was passionate to do things. But I didn't know that all these things that I've been doing, the opportunities to actually leverage on that will make me do it on a large scale.
Mm.
Like I learned it very late. So I think that will be one thing that I will tell anybody that wants to start their life. You need to watch out for those opportunities. You need to go and join those platforms. You need to follow them on Instagram, on Facebook. You should not just use your social media for fun or any other things. You need to
Pictures.
follow those people. Taking pictures, thank you. You need to follow those people and know. And number two is storytelling. Like using, how should I say it? Like telling people about the work you do. Because me, I see it as, I came from a religious background. We believe you don't blow your trumpet. But now people will not actually know what you do. Like you won't really sell your brand out well. Take for
Mhm.
instance, the way you talk about seamless HR. In fact, it makes me want to work there. Honestly,
Right.
because I will see your pictures, I will see your posts, I will see everything. I don't even want to know what is going on in that company. Funke has already gave the company a brand that people will want to work in seamless HR. So even if you don't have an NGO, I found out that you don't have to have an NGO before you start telling people what you do in your company. Even if you are not the owner of the company, as a senior economist, I can start telling people about what we do in RTC. I found out that
Yeah.
late too, because I just thought, you shouldn't blow your trumpet. People should blow it for you. But now it's not pride, but at least in a way, allow people know what you do, and
Mhm.
in that way, opportunities will even come. I think those two are linked.
True.
That way, opportunities will come. So those are the two things I wish I knew earlier in my career life.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for that. So, in line with what you mentioned, which has to do with opportunities, I agree with that 100%, and I can relate to it because in life there are some opportunities that are capped with age. They can say
Yes,
minimum of 25 years. I was there
I
26,
have found
you lost that opportunity. There are some that they will
it
say it's 24. Once you are 25, you've lost the opportunity. And the best place
again.
for you, exactly, the best place for you to get those opportunities are to join communities. There are some things that would not pass a particular community. That information cannot get out. And if you're not there,
Yes.
there's no how you'll be able to hear those opportunities. So it's important to join, communities, not just join, contribute meaningfully, and also try to learn from those communities. I think I'll agree to that a lot because I can remember there was this particular opportunity I was chasing. I did read the requirements. I think the minimum was 25. I eventually got it at age 26, but I knew I cannot even get it again because of the age limit, right? So people need to be conscious. There should no requirements, within the opportunities they're trying to come, venture into. Also, what you mentioned, storytelling, really important. I think I also learned that very late too, because I always feel like, what should I talk about what I'm doing? Then people can always talk about
Exactly.
everybody blow your trumpet.
As in, in
Honestly,
fact, there's nobody to tell your story again. People are telling their
exactly.
stories
Nobody
themselves.
tells a story better. In fact, nobody tells it better than you yourself because you're
You,
actually coming
exactly.
from a certain part of you that you need to express yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
for career visibility, it's actually important to learn how to write and to learn how to speak. It's something I'm
Mm.
actually forging ahead on in my 2022, actually. Thank you for that. So our fifth question, if there's one word you'd love to share with young professionals, what would that be?
Okay, I want to say, don't limit yourself.
Mhm.
Don't say I am an engineer, so everything I should do should just be should surround engineering. Because the way, like WEF, World Economic Forum, they will tell you the future of work has changed. You don't want to be obsolete, like you don't want to be outdated. So you need to update yourself. If there are other skills, like Funke was saying now, writing and presentation, if you don't
Mhm.
learn all those skills and the only thing you can just do is to repair automobiles because you're an engineer, you might find yourself that you will not be relevant again in the future. So try to get in skills. So don't limit yourself to your space, like expand beyond what you are doing. So I would just want to say, be more curious. Curiosity does not kill a cat. At least I know I've not died. I'm not even a cat though.
Right.
So just don't limit yourself, like expand beyond, you like expand more, try to get in more skills that will, like supporting skills that will enable you or make you grow, that will drive your growth. If you need to, because there's some professionals that can write well, some that are very good education wise. If you see their qualification, you see first class, but they can't speak well. So you really need to improve on all those things. It won't make sense for you to get out there and you claim you have a qualification, and when you speak, people wonder, are you sure you went to school at all? I see some videos out there of graduates and they're asking them simple questions and like obvious questions, and they will not be able to answer. It sounds funny, like people laugh at it, but it actually makes me think that, and these ones are graduates. So we really need to move beyond our qualification to get in supporting skills. If there's a need for you to learn how to write well, learn it. Writing skill is not for just English students. It is for everybody. If the need for you to speak well, in fact, there's a need for you to speak well. It's not if. Learn it. There's a need for you to learn how to present yourself, communicate. Communication skill is very important. You need to learn it. So just don't limit yourself. Expand. There's more space for you. That's just what I want to say. Be more curious about things.
Well, thank you. Expand. You don't have to just stay in one place and just psychology to do everything. There's a way you can use tech psychology. You can other disciplines currently in, to like take, Thank you for that, Omolola. Final question: how to combine your 9 to 5 sharing? You mentioned one with emotional intelligence. What things do you do? Like, how do you manage the time? As you have management, have to, topic at some point. People really attractive social media, like as a young economist, this is what I'm going through. How would you advise? And you still have other to do. How are you able to connect with?
Thank you so much, Funke, for that question. I mentioned one earlier that I don't want to say I have high emotional intelligence skill, but to a level I do. I actually learned it. And I think all that things is I don't volunteer. There was a time I was given an opportunity to speak on volunteering. I told them, don't volunteer because people are doing it. It is like a catchy word now. Say I'm a volunteer for. Exactly. Don't do it because people are doing it. Do it because you want to do it. So for me, I might have time to volunteer for a lot of people. It's not even I have this time because I have my 9 to 5 job and other things I do. But I make sure I just have 3 organizations I'm volunteering for presently. KLC, I am really active. The second one is just once in a while. Whenever they have a project, I come on board to do the social media management for them. I pick organizations that I know aligns with or represent my values. So that aligns with my passion. Things I'm passionate about it, like I have a core why. There's a quote that says, if you have a why, you can be anyhow. Like even if the going is getting tough, you can fall back to your why and bounce back that this is why I'm doing this. So I have a why. Yes. So since the why of the organization aligns with my why, I can actually do it. And what thing I do is I ask myself, how many hours in a day can I dedicate to this organization? If it's 2 hours out of my 9 to 5, I used to have 1 hour break, lunch break. So most of the time I use my 1 hour lunch break. I divide it into 2. I'm a fast eater. If I don't like my food getting cold. So within 15 minutes, I'm done eating. 45 minutes, I channel it into my other things I do apart from my company's work. So I have my to-do list. I know I can only dedicate 1 hour in a day I do all 2 hours in a day. I do 45 minutes whenever I'm in my company, doing my lunch break. And the remaining 1 hour, 15 minutes, when I get home, I do it. Or most of the time, I walk in traffic. You know Lagos traffic now. Me, I
Right.
utilize it. If I have to. So I make sure I keep my to-do list in the night, or at worst, if I forget, in the morning when I'm going to my work, I bring out my phone and I type it. On my phone, on my WhatsApp chat, I created a group. I named it personal. So I type it,
Mm.
I type in anything I forget and I remember, maybe it was during the day. I just bring out my phone, go to my WhatsApp chat,
I think
look
I've
for my
seen
personal.
this.
You are
Creating a group only.
yes, for me.
Wow. Okay.
So I go to my personal group and I type in my to-do list or type in anything I remember or any idea that just pop up in my head for one of the organizations I volunteer for. I type it in there. So whenever I need it, I go back there. Because I don't think I've tried keeping physical journal, that book. I'm always leaving it at home. And I carry small bags most of the time. So I just thought to myself, I'm always with my phone.
Yeah.
I'm always with my phone. So I just thought to myself, phone can do it more for me than I envy people that use physical journals. I don't think I can keep up to date to that. So I use my phone. So I go to my personal group. I have my to-do list. My to-do list is very explicit. I can say I will eat by, I will put it there. Check on this person by, do post on KLCI group and announce meeting by. So I will do that. So by that time, I keep on checking the time, but I make sure that I don't make it clash with my 9 to 5 job. So I ensure of that because I have to be very careful. It can be very tedious. Sometimes I get tired. That's why I said sometimes I just reach out to people. Okay, I need to do this. I need to do this. I've not done this and time is running out. Can you kindly help me do this? And maybe it's because I have a circle of friends that I can actually trust to get some work done for me. So, but one thing that has actually worked for me is my scheduling skill. Like I really know how to schedule. In fact, I used to tell people if you need a volunteer assistant to help you with your scheduling, just message me.
Okay.
I can be a reminder. Like I will frustrate your life. I will make sure you do that. My friends will say, somebody cannot even tell you their goal for 1 year. You keep on checking. You keep on, have you achieved this? Have you achieved that? How do you do that with your homework? I don't know. It's just a talent. Just don't tell me you want to achieve something.
Wow.
I will disturb your life.
Mm.
I'll keep on
Wow.
checking. So I think it's because I have this, I know how to schedule things. I have my to-do list. That's one thing that's actually worked for me. And I volunteer for what I have passion for. And I don't try to have too much of things to volunteer for. So those are the things that actually, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, I can't hear you.
Yeah, so we can continue now.
Okay, as I was saying, I said creating my scheduling skill actually came in handy. Like creating my to-do list, and I know that the organizations I'm volunteering for are those I have passion for. So even when I get tired, there's a core why to bounce back that no,
Right.
this is what I want.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like a driver that this is what I want to do. Sometimes I might be sleepy. It's very funny that I might even be sleeping. I'll just remember that, oh, you promised you do something for this organization, you have not done it. And I'm up and I'm doing it again. So most of the time I work into the night. I sleep late. But all those things I can actually put through because that the things I have passion for. Imagine if I'm the owner of the NGO. The same drive the owner of the NGO is what I will use. It's because I know that what they are driving at, what they are fighting for, is what I would love to fight for. So it's very
Yeah.
easy for me to combine with my 9 to 5 job. And my work as a researcher, as a research analyst, actually used to come in handy. So I'm very useful sort of in the organization. When they need to do something, I bring in my researching skills to help one way or the other. So, and it's because I'm kind of active. I would rather not be in an organization and be a bench warmer like this is, I used to tell volunteers that when you're an organization, carry their matter for head. Like
Yes,
make
so.
it like you own it. When you own it, it will be very easy for you to contribute, even when you are tired.
Yeah.
So those are
Mhm.
actually the things that help me, my emotional intelligence skills, my scheduling skills, and the fact that I'm passionate about the cause the organization is driving at. It actually helped me to carry the matter on my head.
Carry the matter for it. I actually like that. Yes, so. And I can relate to when you mentioned that you need to have a why. The why is very important because the why is like a propelling force for you to do whatever you
Yeah.
want to do. And you can say that your why is like central. It can change from time to time, but the core still remains the
Core why
same.
the
Exactly.
same.
It still remains the same. It cannot change. You can use another English to make it, interesting and juicy, but the
And
core
robust.
still, yeah, and it's fantastic when you have a why because you can now point to the reason why you're doing certain things and it makes you like purposeful in quotes now. Like, oh, this is my purpose and I'm driving towards it. Even though I'm not there yet, but I know eventually I will get there. You get, yeah, that's a fantastic reason. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Omolola. We really appreciate. And then me myself, I'm still going to listen to this again because I've learned one or two things and I'm also going to apply in my personal life. And I will reach out to you. Maybe you'll be my accountability partner this year. Oh, we have to plan
I even need one.
everything.
As in, we
We can
really need to
be each
smash
other's
those goals this
partners. So
year.
I'm
Yes,
telling
we
you, it's
need to
really
smash those
important.
goals.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, Omolola. We really appreciate it. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
take
you
care.
so
Bye.
much. Bye.